talking Q&A with Southwest Boxing Media in association with Bricks and Streetwear. Delighted to be joined by Mr. Bradley Skeete. Bradley, how are you?
Yes, all good, mate.
Oh, wicked. So thanks so much for giving us your time today, mate. I'm sure you must be buzzing, obviously, with Liam's world title fight this weekend. But
Yeah.
before we come on to Liam, mate, how was things for you? How was things with the gym and everything?
Yeah, really good. Like you say, the gym's been buzzing. Obviously, we've had a couple losses from the gym, Robbie Davies Jr., then Willie Hutchison, but like the boys have all stuck together, do you know what I mean? And it's had a good buzz because we've got obviously Liam fighting for a world title, and then next up will be Barry fighting for a world title. So yeah, the gym's been buzzing and it's been really good to be part of it, and obviously trying to get my career back on track and getting a date and everything settled to get me back in, but being around all the boys and training hard and working hard, do you know what I mean? It's what I've come here for.
Definitely, mate. I mean, who's steering the ship now in the gym? Obviously, with your main trainer out in Miami. I mean, what's the situation at the gym at the moment?
Yeah, we're still in the gym. Dom's brother John's been in the gym, and with Amir Killer, we call him. So yeah, we've still been able to do our training and get our work done. So yeah, it's all good.
Was there ever a chance, mate, for you to go out to Miami and join them, or didn't it come about?
I would have loved to. Do you know what? I would have loved to. I'd have definitely swapped Miami for Winker Bank, definitely. But yeah, I just think with the whole like COVID situation and flying out and everything, I think yeah, it wasn't really possible. But there'd be other opportunities, I'm sure.
I mean, you've been an Ingle gym fighter now for a few months now, Bradley, and you've mentioned and touched upon there how much you've settled in and how much you're enjoying it there with all the lads. I mean, just tell us,
yeah.
how did our working relationship come about, mate?
Where it was, I was trained. When I stopped, when I was having my break, I started PTing and doing some personal training, and I was training a young kid, Lightning Junior. He's really good and was in the gym. And he loves Naz, so I was in contact with Naz and kind of arranged for him to come to the gym and watch him train and spar. And cut a long story short, Naz come along to the gym, watched him spar with his two boys, Adam and Sammy. And at the time, they was training up in Sheffield, and they said, "Do you know what? Bring him up to Sheffield. Like you can come to the Ingle gym and have a session." And that we spoke to Dom and everything. So I said, "Oh yeah, wicked," because obviously being a big Naz fan myself, I started watching to start boxing myself. I'd never been to the Ingle gym. Obviously on GB, I've been up to Sheffield, but I've never been to the Ingle gym, and I know all about Brendan and Dom and everything, and obviously the success from the gym. And yeah, I just come up with Lightning and had a week up here, and from the first day, really, I was buzzing. Do you know what I mean? I was buzzing to be in the gym, and I just knew that, like, obviously, I wanted to be a part of it. And I knew for me to get my career back on track, it was a big sacrifice to be away from home and everything. But I just knew this was the right place for me.
Oh, wicked, mate. I mean, the banter certainly looks, top level there, mate, with Willie and Liam and and obviously Barry too. I mean, you involved in the prank yourself, mate, or you were a good boy in Dom as well? Did you keep yourself out of trouble?
Nah, yeah, we're all the boys together. Do you know what I mean? Willie's probably the worst one, but yeah, we give as good as we get.
I mean, we've mentioned obviously Mr. Dominguez, who's enjoying himself out in Miami at the moment. What do you personally feel that he's added to your armour, shall we say, Brad?
Well, with me, I think obviously I've been 31 professional fights and boxing since I was 7 years old, and I didn't really come here thinking, oh, I'm gonna change and everything, just my style or anything like that. But every day it feels like a new day, and I'm learning something new. I feel like I've just started boxing again, and that buzz is there. And obviously, like the famous Ingle lines and the blows and the shots, what we do. Do you know what I mean? It's picking them things up, and obviously switching from orthodox to southpaw and boxing, like obviously just changing it up a bit like that. Do you know what I mean? And that style, I think, with my style, what I already had, I think it's just going to add to it, and it's just like it's coming and it's flowing more natural now. Do you know what I mean? I was on the pads with Killer the other day. I just jumped out of sparring, and he just like had a little shake out on the pads, but I was switching, but I didn't even not realize I was doing it. It was just flowing, and I had a lot of comments on my social media. Everyone was saying like, "Oh my god, like you're switching," and until I looked back, it was like, "Oh yeah, it's like it's coming really natural now," and it's just flowing. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I wanted. Is and I'm gonna just obviously add to the like when I fight and everything, and just add to what I already had.
I mean, you've obviously had a successful career anyway, Brad. I mean, you know, a former British and Commonwealth champion. But is there maybe a small part of you, I mean, you mentioned how good you're feeling now in and around the Ingle gym. Is there maybe a small part of you that wishes, do you know, maybe I wish I had gone there, you know, a few years earlier? Do you feel like that at all, mate?
Do you know what? I like you said, I had a good career, and I was with a great trainer with Alan Smith and all the boys at the iBox gym. I had a great team and set up. But I think just towards the end, and it showed in my performance series, of just a few things like behind the scenes went on, and I just, especially my last fight, I just fell out of love with boxing a bit, and I just wasn't really feeling it, to be honest. I just wasn't in love with boxing as I should have been, and it was showing, and I was getting beat by someone who shouldn't have even laced my boots. No disrespect, you know what I mean? And I just knew from then I just needed a break, and it's done me really well. Do you know what I mean? I believe things happen for a reason, and I'm glad I had my break, and I'm glad now I've got a new chapter in my career, and coming up to the Ingle gym, I'm glad I made that choice to have a fresh start and change with a new team.
Awesome, mate. I mean, we've saw, like you just said, how hard you've been training. Seeing obviously Willie in action and Liam this weekend, you must be chomping at the bit, mate, to get back in yourself. Is there any news or potential dates targeted? Next minute?
Nothing really concrete yet, but I'm just in the gym, and being out the ring 2 years I knew the first few months was just going to literally strip me down and get back into it, and I've lost a lot of weight. Not that I put on like massive amount of weight, but obviously getting there, fighting weight, and I feel in good shape now. Like I said, I've been putting in the work and seeing all the boys in camp and fighting, and I just want to get that date and just get focused then. And not that I'm not focused now, but do you know what I mean? When you get a fight date, you're in camp then, do you know what I mean? And everything, you switch on a bit more, and I just need that now, because I've put in the work now. I've been up here 7 months now, and I'm really ready to go, and I can't wait. Listen, I was with Frank Ron my whole career, and obviously having a break and everything. I've not heard nothing back from them. So, like I say, I've changed my team, as in my trainer. Maybe it's a time now to change who I'm with promotionally as well. So I've messaged Eddie a few times, and he's a busy man and he's got a lot going on, but he said obviously there's potential there for me to get a date, and hopefully we'll have a chat soon, and he can give me an opportunity, and that's all I need. I just need that opportunity, and once I'm back and back fighting, and I'm going to take that opportunity when it comes, and I'll be straight back. Do you know what I mean? I'll be straight back.
Yeah, mate. I mean, speaking obviously, Eddie, there was a great card on Saturday just gone. Conor Ben, you sort of, I wouldn't say had beef with, but maybe there was calling out back and forth. I mean, what did you make of Conor's performance, mate, and how far do you think he can go?
Yeah, he done really well. I think he done a good job on Vargas. Obviously a world class fighter, and he just went out and done what he had to do. Do you know what I mean? He just jumped on him and hurt him and got the job done. And listen, he's improving so much. I've sparred Conor in the past, and he's improved so much to when I sparred him, and he's come on a lot. And it just shows he's working hard, and he's in the gym and he's grinding, and he's getting the right fights, and it's all paying off. And that's what it's all about. He's definitely established himself now, and he's doing big things. But yeah, how it all come about with me having them chats with Eddie when I had a break. I think it was in the first lockdown, like June, July time. Eddie contacted me and was saying about a fight with Conor, but obviously I wasn't training. I wasn't in the gym. I wasn't ready for a fight. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I made it quite clear that once I get back in the gym and I'm ready to go, that's a fight definitely I'd take. I'd definitely take that fight. But saying I've moved up to 154 now. I'm not going to fight 147 now, but I did say, like I said, I can make 147, but I just think 154 is a better opportunities are there for me. And that's a new start. Like I say, I've come back with a new team, and I think a new start, a new weight, 154 would be good for me. But that fight there, if it was to get offered to me at 147, I'd make 147 and take that fight definitely.
We mentioned, obviously, I mean, the 2 years out of the ring and the break that you've had as well, Brad. You know, it strikes me as you feel really rejuvenated from the break, which is a positive thing. But does the inactivity sort of worry you at all, or in your mind at all, mate?
I'm very experienced fighter. I've had 31 fights, and I know being in the gym and sparring and fighting is two different things. And of course, it's not an ideal situation to be in. And obviously, I'm not an idiot. I wouldn't just jump back into a massive fight. In an ideal world, I'd like a fight to come back to 6 or 8 rounds, and maybe just to come back to. And I'm there. Do you know what I mean? I don't need warm up fights after warm up fights. I need one fight, obviously, to get back in 6 or 8 rounds, and then I'm ready to go. I'm good to go. Like I put a post out the other day. 147. I'm domestically. I won the belt outright, and no one's done it since. And look how many years that's been. I still believe domestically 147. I'm the man, and no one can say different. I've been out the ring and I haven't had the fights, but I've won the belt outright. I've got that belt sitting indoors. Do you know what I mean? No one can take that away from me, and no one's done it since. So to move up to 154, like I said, the belt's so nice. I won it twice. So that's what route I'll be taking. I'll be going British level and moving on from there. I know the levels I can achieve, and I've boxed at and I've been at. Do you know what I mean? And I just want to get back to that.
I mean, you mentioned obviously you sort of say you fell out of love with boxing. Was there ever a sort of a time within that inactivity, Brad, where you thought, oh, do you know what, that's it, and I'm walking away from it forever? Or did you think, I can see myself getting back in the ring again soon?
Yeah, there was a time and I went through a bit of a bad patch, really, because boxing is all I know, and that's all I've done. Do you know what I mean? And people telling me, I should retire. Do you know what I mean? I think I should retire and everything. But I started telling myself that, a bit doubting myself, and I was far from finished. I'm 33, but I live a good life. I'm a young 33. Do you know what I mean? I don't live a bad life. I'm not old. Like, do you know what I mean? I've had 31 fights, but I can count on one hand how many hard fights I've had in them 31. I've not got that sort of style of getting lumps and bumps and cuts every fight and getting dropped and everything. That's not me. That's not my style. So I just think the time off has done me the world of good, and I'm back. I'm fresh. I feel good. Do you know what I mean? I feel good, and I'm good to go. I'm ready to go, and I'm glad I've made that decision to start fresh and it's give me that kick up the arse. Do you know what I mean? And being around world-class fighters and a world-class trainer, I know what level I can get to and what I can achieve.
You mentioned, Brad, made it clear, which weight now you're looking to campaign at, and you've said, you're looking to run at sort of the British level to start off with things. I mean, are you somebody who set sort of longer-term goals, and if so, how does the perfect sort of next year and a half look to you, mate?
Yeah, like in an ideal world, and everything being well, I'd like to come back to like a 6 or 8 rounder, and then jump straight back in the title fights at title level. I've been there and done it. Do you know what I mean? I know what it's all about. I don't got to come back and feel my way around. There's plenty of domestic fights out there at 154, and I'm happy to be amongst it. I want to be amongst it. And domestically, like I said, I've done it at 147, and there's no reason why I can't do it at 154. And the European title was unsuccessful at welterweight, but I know I'm European level and beyond. So I'd love to win that European title and move on get back to where I was and get back to world level. And then, do you know what I mean? I'm with a world-class trainer and world-class fighters. You've got like Liam's fighting for a world title, Barry's fighting for a world. The list goes on. There's been Kell Brook in the gym. The list goes on, and I wouldn't put myself away from my family and friends and be up here in Sheffield training if I didn't think I can go on and achieve what I want to achieve.
Yeah, mate. I mean, you obviously mentioned Limond there. He's obviously fighting Dimitrissan during the weekend for the WBO world title. You know, you've been in and around him, mate, in the gym, and obviously seen his preparations. He's got to be fully ready for this, mate. And do you think he's going to do the business on the weekend?
100%. He's ready, and he's just buzzing. Do you know what I mean? I was with him a few days leading up to before he flew out, and we was having a chat and that. And I've not seen him look so good. He's looked really good in the gym, and he's in great shape, and his mind's right. And I think in his words, it's going to be raining dreadlocks.
If we were to push you, mate, for a prediction, you going for a knockout, or do you think he can do it on the cards?
Yeah, I think. Listen, Liam, and you just got to look at his last few performances, and he's a beast. When he gets in there, he gets the job done. He ain't one to mess around and want to win on points and box his way. Not saying he can't do that, because he can. I've seen him do it, but I think if he lands how he lands, and he catches him and he hurts him, he's going for the kill and he's going for the knockout. Yeah,
mate, definitely. I mean, like you said as well about how much you've improved as a fighter. I mean, when you look at Liam Williams, I mean, he's improved dramatically as since coming up into the Ingle gym. You know, I'd say there's not many British fighters who've improved really as much as him, is there?
Mm-hmm. And that's where it was for me. He turned his career around when he come up here, and I had a good chat with him. And on the week I did come up here, and he said, listen, he's so glad he come up here and what Dom's done for him and what he's achieved since. Do you know what I mean? Look what he's done. And you got to look at like Billy Joe Saunders. When he come up here, he had his career best win, and do you know what I mean? He put on a masterclass with David Lemieux, and Dom's a great man, a great trainer. Do you know what I mean? He lives the life of a fighter himself. He trains, he eats well, he puts the work in, and that's something that what I need. Do you know what I mean? I'm ready to get to that level, and to have that 100%. I think I've done the best thing.
Andre has been sort of Andrade's been sort of publicly dismissive of Liam and the threat that he's bringing. I mean, what's your thought? It's as if he's saying he's going to have a comfortable night's work. I mean, what's your thoughts on that? Is he bluffing and mind games, or do you think he genuinely believes that, Brad?
I think he's bluffing. Well, he's definitely bluffing. He knows about Liam Williams. I mean, anyone in boxing would know who Liam Williams is. You can't be bluffing your way and saying, oh, who's that, and this, that, and the other. It's the same as Chris Eubank Jr. was saying, oh, who is he? Then he was the one who was calling his name. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I'll fight him as a warm-up. But he knows who he is. You know Liam Williams is. And listen, if he's bluffing his way and he thinks he's going to have easy night's work, he's going to have the hardest fight of his life. And if he's overlooked him, he'll be losing he's losing his belt anyway. Do you know what I mean? But if he's overlooked him, he'll be losing it in a devastating fashion.
Definitely, mate. I mean, I've seen on Insta Live, you know, Willie and Willie definitely seems to be having the time of his life up there, mate. I mean, have you spoken to the boys, mate? Is Willie behaving himself?
Willie's behaving himself, I think. As you can see on there,
I saw him. He was at the pool with some woman, with some American the other day.
If that's him behaving, he's doing well. But yeah, I think that's another reason why Dom didn't let us all out there. We would be running carnage in Miami, I think. So Liam's just got to keep switched on and get his fighting head on. So yeah, I think that's why. I think only one of us was allowed to go.
I mean, obviously with a win as we're expecting on the weekend for Liam, just wanted to get your thoughts personally, Brad. I mean, obviously it sets up some huge fights then in the middleweight division. It's an exciting division anyway. Personally, from you, as a friend or as a boxing fan, what would you like to see next for Liam with the win? We've talked about the likes of Munguia, Gennady Golovkin, Chris Eubank Jr. What would you prefer to see next for him, mate?
I'd like to see him in a massive fight and a big money fight. He deserves it. Do you know what I mean? He's boxed and at a big high level, and he's been there, and he's obviously had the losses to Smith, and he's come back and he's turned his career around to go out to America and fight the champion in his backyard. Do you know what I mean? He's and to win, it deserves a big massive fight after that. And the names you just reeled off, I'd like to see him in all them fights, you know what I mean? And I'd like to see him in the one what makes him the most money, because he deserves it.
Definitely, mate. And just before we go, mate, Brad, you said you want to sort of campaign at 154.
Yeah.
You know, you mentioned Eddie Hearn. I mean, he's got so many great fighters at 154, you know, with, Scott Fitzgerald's coming back, obviously Fowler, Cheeseman, Eglinton.
Yeah.
I mean, I can imagine. Do you want to throw yourself in with those sort of names next? Is that what you've got your eye on?
100%. Like I said, speaking to Eddie and telling him I'm going to compete at 154, he said that the opportunity is going to obviously be there. There's a lot of great fights for me at 154 domestically at that level. So, like I said, I've done it at 147. I want to do it at 154 now, and I want to get straight in and be in the mix and prove I can do it again. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, I want that belt. It's nice. I'd love to have it twice.
Oh, well, Brad, on behalf of Southwest Boxing Media, myself and Kieran, thanks, so much for joining us today. And we really genuinely hope you have a continued success in boxing, because you obviously haven't before, and we'll hope to see you in the ring again soon.
Top man, thank you very much. Thanks for having me on, and I'll let you know as soon as I get any news. I'll let you know, and we get the show on the road.
Definitely have to jump up.
Brad, top man.
Top man. Cheers, boys. See you later, mate.
Good